Hello, my name is Jet Brandis. I'm a member of the Central Leadership Council here at UCM, and today I'm going to be teaching you about leadership and conflict. Conflict is unavoidable. So, what is it? Conflict is unavoidable, and how it's handled can change whether it ends up being productive or devastating. No two people are the same, so a group of people having a discussion on any topic can easily lead to disagreements that may develop into problems down the road. What is conflict in leadership? As a leader in a group, if you are prepared with the tools to handle conflict, there is nothing to be afraid of or apprehensive about when it arrives. In a healthy work or educational environment, conflict can actually be very productive and an important part of team building. So, how does conflict develop? Conflict can, and usually does, develop in very predictable ways. Small issues, or quote unquote, nothing much, can develop into bigger problems down the road. You'll see here that usually a conflict will start with someone not feeling comfortable. Then there may be an incident, usually caused by a misunderstanding, which then causes tension, which then can develop into crisis. As a leader, how should you approach conflict? Perspective is important in all things. Choosing to see conflict as a possibility for development and extract the best from that situation is ideal. Practice empathy and active listening. Before hearing a concern, don't assume that you already have the best idea or best approach possible. Be open to multiple possibilities. Here are 4 ineffective ways to handle conflict. If you've been around leadership positions, whether they're ones you've held or not, you've probably seen people taking these 4 options when a conflict arises. There's conquest. My way is the right way, no exceptions. There's avoidance. Let's talk about this later, and then repeat. The issue never actually gets talked about. Bargaining. You get what you want this time, me next. This can be okay, but for real solutions to occur, this cannot be happening often. There's the quick fix. Don't expect instant resolution. Conflicts can take time to get solved. That's okay. Don't try to solve everything super quickly. Take time to hash it out if necessary. Why are conflict handling skills important? As a leader, if conflict is not handled in a healthy way, not only is there going to be bad outcomes, but your credibility may take a hit as well. Leaders should be a model that others are able to follow. If a leader can't appropriately handle conflict, no one else will be able to either. Create an environment where your team can model after you and solve conflicts on their own before they become a crisis. As a leader, you should be fostering teamwork and cooperation. Establishing an atmosphere of teamwork and cooperation, make it known that as a leader, you hold a value system where these things are appreciated and rewarded. Doing this makes it more likely that others within your organization hold to those values on their own time and spread productivity. You don't want your team to only be effective when you are around. Once a conflict has occurred, even if you've handled it, make sure you're assessing that conflict. As stated earlier, conflict can be a useful process, but what if conflict happens at a rate that it becomes a distraction or the whole focus of meetings? Do some self assessment. Are there repeating areas of conflict? Is the way you're responding to the conflict unsatisfactory to multiple people involved? By assessing the conflict, you're learning. Your team is learning. You can use what you learn to teach others. Think of it like this. In professional sports, teams often do game review. This is your game review. By going back and looking at how you handled the conflict and how the conflict came about, you are becoming more prepared for the next time something